First of all, we welcome the students of July 2021 batch of Alagappa University online program. It is our great pleasure to introduce the dignitaries of Alagappa University. We have the registrar, Professor Shekhar sir. We also have the director, Professor Kanaskudi sir. Then we have all the topmost dignitaries, including the vice chancellors, committee meeting members, Dr. Swaminathan sir, Dr. Karapuswamy sir. Then we also have our other dignitaries, including Gurumurthy sir. Now I will, without delaying, I quickly pass on the mic to Dr. Kanaskudi sir, the director of online programs, who will take this orientation program forward. Over to you, Dr. Thanas.
Yes, so that is very good afternoon to all. Most respected Professor R. Swaminathan, member, Vice Chancellor Officiating Committee, the most respected Professor S. Karpuswamy, member VC Officiating Committee, Alagappa University, and respected Professor Shekhar, Registrar of Alagappa University, respected Professor T.R. Gurumurthy, Professor and Head Department of Commerce, respected program coordinators, Professor S. Rajmohan, Professor K. Alamelu, Professor V. Sivakumar, Professor S. Rajaram, Professor Kalayarasan, and Professor P. Madan. Officials of Directorate of Online Program, Professor T. Mayappan, Deputy Director, Dr. K. Rajeswari, Assistant Director, Dr. Kumar, Assistant Director, and LMS Technical Service Provider, Mr. Syed Asif Pasha. Dear students of July 2021 batch, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure and privilege to welcome our most respected member of the committee, University Professor R. Swaminathan, the Directorate of Online Program. I won't belong. I am happy to state that for all developmental initiatives and graciously accepted our invitation to busy schedules to preside over the function and deliver the presidential address in the inaugural function of the program. 2021 batch online program. I welcome you, sir. I am very happy to welcome most. Good afternoon, Karpuswamy, member VC Officiating Committee and Professor and Head Alagappa University. We want to sincerely thank you for honoring our invitation amidst these very busy schedules to grace this function and deliver the inaugural address. I welcome you, sir. Similarly, it is a great joy welcoming Professor C. Shekhar, Registrar of Alagappa University. We want to sincerely thank you for honoring our invitation to grace this function and deliver the special address. I am happy to welcome Professor T.R. Gurumurthy, Professor and Head, Department of Commerce. We want to sincerely thank you for honoring our invitation to grace this function and deliver the felicitation address. I am also happy to welcome Program Coordinators of Directorate of Online Program, Professor S. Rajmohan, Professor K. Alamelu, Professor V. Sivakumar, Professor S. Rajaram, Professor Kalayarasan, and Professor Madan. A warm welcome to officials of Directorate of Online Program, Professor T. Mayappan, Deputy Director, Dr. K. Rajeswari and Dr. Kumar, Assistant Directors, and Mrs. Vanita and Mrs. Srivatsavan, Administrative Staff. I also welcome LMS Technical Service Provider, Mr. Syed Asif Pasha. Special welcome to July 2021 batch process of Directorate of Online Programs of Alagappa University, who have attended from different parts of the globe to grace this occasion of the inaugural function of orientation program. So with these words, once again, I extend hearty welcome to all of you for this orientation program function. Thank you, Ananda.
Thank you, sir.
Request everyone to stay on mute, all students. Now I would like to request our honorable member of the Vice Chancellor Appreciating Committee, Professor S. Swaminathan, to offer his inaugural address. Please, sir.
Most respected member, Vice Chancellor Officiating Committee, Professor Dr. Karpuswamy. I am audible?
Yes, you are audible. You are audible.
Yes.
Voice are audible. Yeah. Yes,
Most
sir. Audible. Sir.
respected Registrar, Professor Dr. Shegar, Senior Professor and Head of the Department of Commerce, Dr. Sri Gurumurthy, most respected Director, Directorate of Online Programs, Professor Dr. Dhanush Kodi, and other members involved in the Directorate of Online Programs, members of the faculty, Professor T. Mayappan, Deputy Director, administrative staff in the Directorate of Online Programs. It is my great pleasure, privilege, and honor to be with you this afternoon. And I want to sincerely thank all of you for joining us today's session on orientation program to the freshers of the Directorate of Online Programs. Good afternoon. Hope all of you are well, safe, and keeping healthy. Thank you for being here for this orientation program to the freshers of Directorate of Online Programs. The last 2 years has been a testing time for humanity, with the world grappling with the pandemic and an economic crisis. The education fraternity is no different. The scope and the fundamental elements of education for all was somewhat threatened by this unfortunate era of COVID-19. With lockdowns and an uncertain future looming large, we evolved and prevailed in the name of education. Online classes became a norm to combat the ill effects of the pandemic. The governance and educational institutions alike scrambled and came together on unified front to offer virtual classes to the masses. Efforts were made so that education did not stand still or stagnate. With the use of technology, webinars, online classes, virtual student-teacher interactions were made possible. Hence, the pivotal lesson here is the sheer magnitude and relevance of cyber learning in any climate, crisis, or no crisis. That itself represents the core value of the online education, which was well established here at Ayyappa University to provide quality education to the masses through the window of a laptop, smartphone, and technological modes. While an in-campus oriented learning experience has its own merit and benefits, an online education experience does not lack in quality or depth or any way inferior. It represents another form of opportunity for the students to enrich themselves with education. With that notion in mind, the Directorate of Online Programs of Ayyappa University was established. And this program has evolved with staff, administrators, and leading faculty members, along with the available top-notch facilities that facilitated the development and growth of this program. Admission has steadily increased. It currently offers innovative programs, socially relevant academic programs at graduate, postgraduate in the faculties of arts and management. Needless to say, the doctrines set forth by UGC are adhered to and maintained on the following: to have a robust management information system for managing all its functions effectively, sector-specific and job-oriented programs are offered, excellent materials prepared by renowned authors in accordance with UGC DEP norms, effective grievance handling is practiced, and qualified faculty members with sound communication skill engaged for teaching. So online program will be always a core element in our operations and towards our fundamental belief that education should be made available to all. This perhaps is the future of education, and we as educators should nurture and aid the progress of education in its many forms. I would like to congratulate each and every member in the Directorate of Online Programs that have done a tremendous work at the initial stage, and it will speak of you in the long run also. And also we must thank UGC for having ordered special approval for conducting online programs, and we will be adding on more programs in the future also. To start with, we have floated with 11 programs, and we'll be keeping on adding more and more programs in the years to come. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our team for being a part of this occasion, and we would look forward to strengthening our cause and dedication to online learning. I wish all the students grand success, and you must have
Sorry, we can't hear you, Mrs. Swami.
Please unmute yourself, sir.
Okay.
now only, or
Yes,
And now-
you are audible, sir.
Just now, we could
Okay.
hear all your talk, sir, in the
Okay,
last
okay.
few seconds.
okay.
Just now.
So I wish you good luck, all the participants. I wish you good luck, and keep the good work. And we will always connect very easily through this mode, and there will not be any difficulties in the future, as online is just the need of the hour, and we have rightly chosen the path. And once again, I congratulate all the participants, all the students, and also the faculty members. Thank you, Anando. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you for your valuable presidential address.
Thank you.
This is Dr. Rajeshwari, Assistant Director of Directorate of Online Programs at Yediyurappa University. Now I shall request Dr. S. Karupachamy, the member of PC Officiating Committee, to deliver his inaugural address. Please, sir.
You have to check whether Dr. Karupachamy sir it got connected or it got disconnected, it seems, some time back.
I
Okay,
think,
So I shall invite the Honorable Registrar of Yediyurappa University, Dr. C. Shekhar, to deliver the special address. Please, sir.
thank you, madam. Yeah, very pleasant good afternoon to all of you. And we have our honorable member of the Vice Chancellor Officiating Committee. Most of you might be wondering what is this Officiating Committee. And currently we do not have Vice Chancellor, and the university is being managed by a committee under the headship of the Principal Secretary, Government of Tamil Nadu, Department of Higher Education. And we have two honorable members of the syndicate from Alagappa University. One, Professor Swaminathan, just now he spoke. The other one is Professor Karupachamy. These are the members of the syndicate and also the members of the officiating committee, which is now taking care of all the activities of the university, including online program. Myself is the registrar of Alagappa University in charge at the moment. And we have a director of the online program, Professor Dhanush Kodi. We have additional director, joint directors, a great team working, very tirelessly for the betterment of this program. And we also have a supporting staff. And once again, very pleasant, good known. And I welcome you all. I join Professor Dhanush Kodi in welcoming all to the portals of this great university, Alagappa University, though it is on the virtual platform. As pointed out by Professor Swaminathan, this is a good opportunity for us to get connected ourselves. And what I'm going to do now is briefly, I'm going to introduce the Alagappa University. It's great that you all have chosen to do your master's program and undergraduate program in this university. So I think you might be knowing, you might have gone through our website and to know more about it. And still, it is it's my privilege and I feel it's a very my bound duty to introduce the university. Can you see these slides?
Yes, sir. Your slide is visible. Yeah, we can see your screen.
A full screen.
Yes, sir. We are able to see.
We can see the screen. You need to go to
Okay. So this is what I just mentioned. The one moment. I just wanted to make it still
you
better.
can press F5. So you can press F5.
I think I did it. You are able to see that, right?
Yeah, we are able to see, sir.
Okay, great. So just now I mentioned this Alagappa University is a state university, okay, under the direct control of the state government of Tamil Nadu, and it is the UGC affiliated university, and also we have got all the recognition from the center and also international recognition also. Now, the university is located in Karaikudi, Sivaganga district. This is the southernmost part of India, southern part of Tamil Nadu. And this university was established in the year 1985. And its ultimate objective was to offer, good quality education. And this university, though it's a state university, it is named after the great philanthropist, Dr. Alagappa Chettiar, R.M. Alagappa Chettiar. Who has donated all his fortunes for the cost of higher education in this part of the country. In those days, now it is a global university because of online program and other credentials. And this university, as I just mentioned, is recognized by UGC, and also it's a member of the Association of Indian University and also Association of Commonwealth University. This university is headquartered at Karaikudi, and where we have university departments. There are 44 departments offering variety of specialized programs. That is the uniqueness of our university. We have very unique interdisciplinary programs offered in the 44 departments and 2 colleges in the headquarters. And we have 50 colleges affiliated to our university, which is spread in the Sivaganga and Ramnath districts. And we have a very strong directorate of distance education, wherein about 75,000 students are enrolled, that too only from Tamil Nadu because of the restriction. Now the UGC and DEB has restricted and has directed all the universities to operate within the state. So we have about 75,000 students enrolled in distance education mode. And we also have a very effective collaborative program mode of offering the education, academic programs, wherein we offer mostly the need-based skill training in association with several small players with good expertise and good facilities, again, within Tamil Nadu. And now that we are talking about the Directorate of Online Programs, which is currently offering 12 programs, both UG and PG, and we are expecting a more number of programs to be offered in the years to come, in the days to come. So Alagappa University, this is about the campus, and this is what I just mentioned, and why and how this online program works. Now, as I mentioned, Alagappa University has very many credentials, both at the national and international levels. And first of all, the most important credit that we could claim is the NAC accreditation with the CGPA of 3.64. For those who are not familiar with the NAC, this is the National Assessment and Accreditation Agency, which which assesses all the universities, all the academic institutions across the country and give the ranking. And ours is the only university in Tamil Nadu which has got the highest score of 3.64 in the 4-point scale. And we got A plus in 2017, which is equivalent to A plus plus at the moment. And this status is valid for 7 years. Usually this is a shorter period, but because of our A plus plus status, we are enjoying this accreditation for 7 years. And based on this, achievement, UGC and the MHRD earlier, now it's the Minister of Education, has categorized university as the number 1, category 1. And also university got the autonomy under which we are able to offer several programs of our choice. And we don't need to really get prior approval from UGC for offering any or for starting any new programs. Instead, we design the program, start offering with the intimation to the UGC. That is the kind of autonomy that we are enjoying. And again, based on the same these credentials, UGC has permitted us to offer online programs. And we have started last year, and we are all in the second batch. And it's a great opportunity for me to extend a very cordial and warm welcome to this university. And not only, you see several other recognition, including Green Campus and other credentials that we have. Now we are also recognized by the international agencies like QS India, and you see the number 24th position within the country, and at the Asia level we are in the 199th position. And very recently in the 2021, about 45 days back or so, we got the ranking from the Times Higher Education ranking agency. This is one of the prestigious international agency which assesses about 6,600 universities, academic institutions across the world, and given the ranking. And our university is placed in the 500 to 600 bandwidth. This means we are in between that. And when it comes to the India level, we are the first in Tamil Nadu, and we are in the 5th position at India level as far as this Times ranking is concerned. And along with us, there are premier institutions like IISc Bangalore, Indian Institute of Technology, several of them, IIMs, and also the top university like JNU and other, Pune University and many universities. So we are one among the top institutions in the country, and with the national and international recognitions. We are also involved in many other activities that you will come across in due course, and we will also let you know. We also have the social, good interaction between, several villages. And in fact, university has adopted 91 villages under Swachh Bharat scheme, and we are constantly helping them to improve their education and also sanitation. We have established community radio and also very good laboratory, and also international center is very vibrant. And this year, I'm very happy to tell you that 152 candidates have opted our university for joining various programs under the ICCR fellowship. Likewise, the university indeed is doing well in several aspects, and I'm very happy that you all have chosen to, study in this university, and I'm sure that you will be getting, due materials and all other programs well on time. We'll make sure that everything goes well, and we wish you all, on behalf of our officials and also on my own behalf, And I wish you all a very good luck and very comfortable and comfortable learning on the virtual platform, and hoping to meet you again online with some other additional information. Thank you very much, and my best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
very
Professor.
much, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Professor, for introducing our university to the students of online programs, representing a brief overview of all the credentials of our university. Thank you, sir. I invite the program coordinators, Dr. S. Rajamohan, sir, Professor and Director of Aழகப்பா Institute of Management, to give a brief overview of the program. Please, sir.
Honorable members of syndicate and executive committee members, Dr. Swaminathan and Dr. Karpasamy, esteemed registrar of our university, Dr. Seher, respected coordinator, Dr. Dhanesh Kodi, deputy coordinator, Dr. Meyyappan, and Madam Dr. Rajeshwari, and other faculty members and participants. Very good afternoon to you all. It gives immense pleasure to share some of my thought. I am associated with the MBA, and this is the 3 magic degree, and we used to say. And remember, even I closely watch how you are, and because you share, you wanted to open even WhatsApp. See, that we require, especially my MBA is concerned, we require this kind of association, and even we ought to have LinkedIn and all that we require, because this is a professional degree, and all the time we used to ask our children, try to have contact with our alumni, because they are the model, and through them they can learn. Especially our students through online is concerned. Many of you people are from industry. For that, I don't want to say much more. And professors, actually remember that you are on par with the regular program. Nothing to worry about that. Whatever the things you wanted to help us, and really we will help you people. Nothing to worry. And I am very proudly say that we are here to help you people. And don't feel that you are doing your program through online. That may be because this is one of the mode we have, even distance program also. Even the children used to contact us because we used to go and have they will call us. For that we used to have we used to handle class for them also. They used to contact. Likewise, we are also ready to help you people, and we are here to help you people. And we have team of people who will handle the subject, and it will be in the website. And I gave even to our director, Professor Dhanesh sir, and he will keep this in the website. And actually, you can have contact with us. And I wanted to say something regarding the program. MBA program is concerned, we have 5 papers in each semester, and first year is concerned, all are core paper, and there is no optional paper. For that, we want to have this uniformly for all program, whether you are associated with the general MBA or logistic or even financial management, whatever it may be. But we have course teachers, 1 teacher for 1 subject. Namely, because first some is concerned, we have management principles and practice. Madam Dr. Aisha Millat will handle the paper, and followed by that we have OB, organizational behavior, and it is psychology oriented paper, and Dr. Chandramohan will handle the paper. And managerial economics, we have Dr. P.S. Nagarajan will handle. Followed by that we have quantitative technique that will be handled by Professor Dr. Gopalsamy. And financial and management accounting will be handled by 2 people, Madam Dr. Sudhamadi and Madam Dr. Sudha. They will share this paper. We know that this is problem-oriented paper. Even when they require my help, I will also extend the help, because I am associated with finance. I am a finance man, and when they require my help, I will extend. Similarly, in the second sem, we have 5 papers. Methodology, research methodology we have, that will be handled by myself. And business environment will be by Madam Dr. Alamelu, and business law will be by Madam Dr. Yogalakshmi, and management information system that will be handled by Dr. Rajan Sinha, and HRM will be by Dr. Alamelu Mungai. See, these things you can remember. 5 papers we have, and see, we have eminent team. They actually the team will handle the papers, and whatever you require, you can contact us. Even we will display even the phone numbers as well as mail ID also. And with regard to UG program, we have 4 papers in each semester. First, actually 2 papers, language, 1 Tamil, and followed by that we have English, and other core paper, and one is first year, first sem is concerned accounting, and other one is managerial economics. And Dr. Sudha will handle when she require help, and I will also extend my service to them. And similarly, in the second sem, we have 4 papers. 2 papers are language paper, and other 2 we have subject, and that will be handled by Dr. C.K. Muthukumaran, and another one by Sudha. See, these things you can remember. And again, I wanted to say that we are here to help you people. Whatever the help you require, we are ready to help you. With this brief detail, let me say good luck to everyone. Thank you for the opportunity, sir.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for giving a brief orientation to the students of MBA.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And next, may I request the Professor and Head in charge of Department of Tourism and Hotel Management, Dr. K. Alamelu, Madam. Madam, please give a brief introduction about the program. Let me invite Professor and Head Department of Logistics Management, Dr. V. Shivakumar. Sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, please give a brief introduction about the program, sir, please.
Thank you. Yeah, myself, Professor Shivakumar, heading the Department of Logistics Management in Alappa University. Also the coordinator for the program online from MBA Logistics Management. In this juncture, I am happy to say a few words about the MBA Logistics Management program. Already our Professor Rajmohan has hinted that first 2 semesters of any MBA program have a common syllabus, 5 papers each, 5 papers. As Professor Rajmohan said, that 5 and first semester and second semester papers will be taken care by Professor Rajmohan sir under his headship. So 3rd semester and 4th semester we will have subjects related to logistics management and supply chain management. I'm happy that many candidates have enrolled into this online program, particularly through MBA Logistics Management. And to the learner audience here, I would like to say a few words about the gaining momentum of logistics management. And I hope many of you are maybe working in industry, looking after for better career, might have chosen this MBA Logistics Management. And in India, this is fastest growing industry, logistics industry in India, and the logistics industry has paving new paths towards development. And the government of India is taking many steps to improve this logistics sector. Logistics is considered to be a sector which is full of potential, but it lacks towards resources. It is not considered as a biggest industry still by many people, but this particular industry is going to have a big growth. I would like to tell you small statistics that the growth of industry is around 10.5% of CAGR of India, and after the efforts of the government by way of digitalization of economy, improvement in e-commerce, and the improvement in infrastructure, our logistics performance of India has moved from 54th to 35th place. Even though we have a severe lockdown and a pandemic situation, but we have moved at this particular area, and We have jumped into a huge jump. So this shows that this particular industry requires a lot of professionals with professional knowledge and innovation in technology. Because of this, the industry can grow a lot more, and you can see the impetus is given by GST, e-way bill. All these things has paved a way for a robust growth of logistics industry even during this pandemic. So with this, I appreciate those who are selected MBA Logistics Management, who have enrolled themselves as a candidate for MBA Logistics Management through our online mode of education from Alabama University. I appreciate your efforts, and I thank our online director at Professor Dhanush Kodi and his team for giving me an opportunity to share as a program coordinator about my views on this particular logistics management, and hope we will meet again in later classes. We can have a discussion, and I request the candidates who are having exposure towards practical or industry oriented people can share their expertise. We can have a two-way discussion. It's not that of a theoretical subject. Logistics is more of a practical oriented subject. What I want to tell to the audience. So I thank everyone for giving me an opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you for giving a brief orientation about the program of Logistics Management MBA. And now I request Dr. G. Kalayarasan, Professor and Head, Department of Education and Head in charge of Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, to give orientation about the program of Journalism and Mass Communication. Please, sir. Okay, so next I shall invite Dr. S. Rajaram, Professor and Head, Department of Tamil, to give the program orientation about the Tamil, BA and MA Tamil program. Please, sir. He is also not connected. So
We do see him connected, but we can't hear him. Dr. S. Rajaram, I do see.
Dr. S. Rajaram, sir.
But we can't hear him. I think his audio is not connected. Maybe.
Okay. We shall proceed. May I invite Dr. P. Madan, Professor and Head, Department of English and Foreign Languages at Europa University, to give a brief orientation about the program BA and MA English. MA English.
Esteemed Vice Chancellor, officiating committee members, Professor Swaminathan, Professor Karupusamy, distinguished registrar, Professor Segar, and Director of Online Programs, Professor Dhanush Kodi, and students. A very good afternoon to all of you. First of all, I pay my respects to the learned assembly that remains connected here online for the inauguration of online programs. I am very happy to introduce myself. I am Professor Madan, Head of the Department of English, Alabama University. And as the senior professors and our honorable registrars spoke, online classes are a panacea for students, academicians and intellectuals, especially during a pandemic period. Online classes are a golden opportunity for people who want to pursue undergraduate and post-graduation programs, but who are not able to do that due to their personal and occupational circumstances. So for such people, it is a golden opportunity. And technically speaking, as the top officials of the university pointed out, there is no difference or disparity between online and regular courses. Both of them are treated alike, and online courses are treated on a par with the regular courses. And so the students can comfortably pursue their studies. And this is a A+ university, the degree of which will be much respected and valued wherever you go for employment. And as far as BA and MA English courses are concerned, the syllabus for these courses has been formed in accordance with the UGC regulations. And the pursuit of literature presents a greater amount of benefits for students For example, they will be able to enhance their language skills, communication skills, and soft skills. In addition to that, it will provide them with emotional enhancement as well. And they will be able to have jobs also. There are plenty of openings available for graduates and postgraduates in language and literature studies. And with regard to the syllabus for BA English Literature, it focuses on all the latest developments as well as conventional areas of the subject. And it concentrates on history of English literature, which includes Anglo-Saxon period, Elizabethan period, Puritan age, Neoclassical age, Romantic age, Victorian age, and 20th century literature. So these are the key areas of the subject which are getting covered in UG syllabus. In addition to that, the focus is also laid on other key areas of the subject like English language teaching, American literature, Commonwealth literature, and so on and so forth. Similarly, when we turn our attention towards the syllabus of MA English literature, it sheds light on the latest developments in the field of theory, like modernism, structuralism, postmodernism, post-structuralism, deconstruction, ecological criticism, and 5 critical approaches. So these are the areas which are getting covered in PG syllabus. So when students cover both UG and PG in our university, they will be able to become fully qualified, fit, and deserving for employment, which the literature studies offer for students. So you have taken a very wise decision, and you have taken a very brilliant decision. And with the full of confidence, you can go ahead with your assignments. And we people are here to help you in every possible way to make you do well and be optimistic. And you are optimistic. That is why you have joined, and you have battled against all odds. And you are rocking in spite of the unhealthy atmosphere prevailing across the country. You have come forward to intellectually equip yourselves. You have come forward to intellectually empower yourself. That is a great sign. And so English language literature is a wonderful subject which will present a lot of employment opportunities for you. And if you complete BA English and B.Ed, you can have jobs in school sector. Similarly, when you complete post-graduation and also manage to clear NET or SET examination, you will be able to have placement in colleges and universities. So there is a huge demand for teachers of English. So there is a wonderful opportunity for you. So make the most of it and empower yourself in such a way during your program that you become fit for employment after the course is over. So this is the message I wish to convey to you, and I place on record my sincere appreciation to the Director of Online Programs, Professor Danish Kodi, and I thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Officiating Committee members, and our respected Registrar. And I convey my best wishes to all the students of online programs. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you for giving a brief introduction, orientation about the program by clearly stating the nature and scope of the program. Thank you, Professor. Now I request Dr. S. Rajaram, the Professor and Head Department of Tamil, to give the program orientation in Tamil.
Dr. Rajaram, you are audible. Kindly go ahead.
Audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Audible, sir, audible.
அழகப்பா பல்கலைக்கழக இயங்கலை கல்வி இயக்குநரகத்தினுடைய தொடக்க விழா ஜூலை 2021 சேர்க்கை 1ஆம் ஆண்டு மாணவர்களுக்கான ஆற்றுப்படுத்தும் நிகழ்ச்சியில் தலைமை உரையாற்றி இருக்கக்கூடிய துணைவேந்தர் பொறுப்புக்குழு உறுப்பினர் டாக்டர் ஆர் சுவாமிநாதன் அவர்களே, தொடக்க உரையாற்றி இருக்கக்கூடிய டாக்டர் எஸ் கருப்பசாமி துணைவேந்தர் பொறுப்புக்குழு உறுப்பினர் அவர்களே, நம்முடைய பல்கலைக்கழகம் பற்றிய சிறப்புகளை எடுத்துரைத்து அமர்ந்திருக்கக்கூடிய நம் பல்கலைக்கழக பதிவாளர் டாக்டர் சி சேகர் அவர்களே, மற்றும் சிறப்புரை ஆற்ற இருக்கக்கூடிய நம்முடைய பல்கலைக்கழகத்தினுடைய மூத்த பேராசிரியர் மற்றும் வணிகவியல் துறை தலைவர் டாக்டர் டி.ஆர். குருமூர்த்தி அவர்களே, மற்றும் அழகப்பா பல்கலைக்கழக இயங்கலை கல்வி இயக்குநரகத்தினுடைய இயக்குனர் டாக்டர் எஸ் தனுஷ்கோடி அவர்களே, இணை இயக்குனர் டாக்டர் டி மெய்யப்பன் அவர்களே, உதவி இயக்குனர் டாக்டர் ஜி ராஜேஸ்வரி அவர்களே, இந்த இயற்கலை கல்வி இயக்குனரகத்தில் கொடுக்கக்கூடிய 12 பாட பட்டங்களில்
Sir, I can't understand Tamil, so you can talk in English.
yes
Yes, sir.
only
I am also not comfort with local language, sir. So kindly, that is a humble request with you, sir. Kindly, please, sir, in English.
Sir, I am also, sir. Can you please, sir, Hindi or English?
He's gonna talk in English only. Just listen.
no இந்த இயங்கலை கல்வி இயக்குனரகத்தில் முதுகலை தமிழ், இளங்கலை தமிழ் பாடங்கள் கொடுக்கப்படுகின்றன. அந்த வகையில் இளங்கலை தமிழ், முதுகலை தமிழ் படிக்கக்கூடிய மாணவர்களுக்கு
This orientation is to happen in Tamil.
Hello.
This professor is giving orientation to the program BA MA Tamil.
That's why it's going in Tamil. So please understand.
Non-Tamil students kindly have patience.
Yes, please.
இந்த இயங்கலை கல்வி இயக்குனரகத்தில் முதுகலை தமிழ், இளங்கலை தமிழ் பயிலக்கூடிய மாணவர்கள் இணைந்திருக்கின்றார்கள். அவர்களுக்கான ஆற்றுப்படுத்துதல் நிகழ்ச்சியாக இது அமைகின்றது. முதுகலை தமிழில் 4 பருவங்கள் வகுப்புகள் நடைபெறும். அதில் ஒவ்வொரு பருவத்திலும் 4 தாள்கள் இங்கு கொடுக்கப்படுகின்றன. அந்த வகையில் முதல் பருவத்தில் இக்கால இலக்கியம், அற இலக்கியங்களும், சமய இலக்கியங்களும், இலக்கணம் 1, தொல்காப்பியம், எழுத்ததிகாரம், இளம்புராணம், தாள் 4 இலக்கிய திறனாய்வியல் என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய 4 தாள்கள் கொடுக்கப்படுகின்றன. இவ்வாறு ஒவ்வொரு பருவத்திலும் 4 தாள்கள், மொத்தம் 64 கிரெடிட்ஸ் மூலம் இந்த முதுகலை தமிழ் பாடமானது கொடுக்கப்படுகின்றது. அதுபோல இளங்கலை தமிழில் 6 பருவங்கள் உள்ளன. ஒவ்வொரு பருவத்திலும் 4 தாள்கள் கொடுக்கப்படுகின்றன. முதல் பருவத்தில் பகுதி 1 தமிழ் 1, பகுதி 2 ஆங்கிலம் 1 மற்றும் இக்கால இலக்கியம், தமிழக வரலாறு ஆகிய 4 தாள்கள் கொடுக்கப்படுகின்றன. இந்த இளங்கலை தமிழ் மற்றும் முதுகலை தமிழ் இணைந்திருக்கக்கூடிய மாணவர்களுக்கு என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்களையும் பாராட்டுகளையும் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். நன்றி.
நன்றி சார். நன்றி சார்.
Thank you for giving a brief orientation about the programs BA and MA Tamil. Now we have come to the end of the formal orientation function, and may I request on behalf of the Directorate of Online Programs, I extend my sincere thanks to the VC Officiating Committee members, Dr. R. Swaminathan, our Honorable Registrar, Dr. C. Shekhar, for giving their valuable presidential address and special address. And I thank all the program coordinators who have given a brief orientation about the various online programs offered through Directorate of Online Programs, Arzhabad University. And I extend my sincere thanks to the Director of Directorate of Online Programs, Professor S. Dhanush Kodi, and the Deputy Director, Dr. T. Mayappan, for coordinating this event. And a parting thought to all the participants. Let me quote John Dewey's statement: education is not the preparation for life, education is the life itself. I should also say one more quote from about Malcolm, who says that education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. So I wish all the participants, the freshers who have enrolled in the July 2021 batch, I wish you all success in all your endeavors. So we are extremely happy to meet all here. Keep in touch with us, and we are here to help you in all regards. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hand it over to the academic support team. Thank you for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Requesting all students to stand by. Requesting all students to stand by for the technical presentation of the learning management system. All students kindly stand by. Thank you for your patience, all students. This is the technical section of the orientation program. So I would be taking you through the entire LMS and its features so that it is easy for you to go through the learning mechanism that is made available by the university. So basically, I would like to start with the student life cycle and the stages in the student life cycle. So all of you students have already done the enrollment part, And the LMS access has been provided based on the availability of the documents and the fees confirmation. And the LMS is there available through the virtual campus platforms of Alagappa University. Various online learning resources have been added to the LMS as per the 4-quadrant system that has been proposed by UGC, which basically doesn't only focus on the live lectures or the classroom sessions, but also gives a lot of features that are related to the engagement of the student beyond the classes. Also, self-evaluation tools are there. I would be demonstrating and showing you what all tools are available as we progress. There are discussion forums, which is one of those segments, live interactive sessions, of course, and then there would be assessments and exams. So followed by the final passing out of the student from the program. So this is the journey in brief, just to indicate where exactly the LMS and the online resources come into picture. Let's go to the resources that are made available. This particular screen shows you the homepage of your virtual campus or the LMS or the learning management system. People use various names for this tool. Some call it LMS, some call it virtual campus, some call it the digital platform for learning. So various names are referred. However, this is what our homepage looks like. You would be given a username and password through which you can log in and then access the various resources. As soon as you log in, based on your course, you would see the courseware page. Also, there is an upgrade done where you also see a dashboard where you can actually check how much of the syllabus you have covered, how much of the subjects, content you have viewed and progressed. So that is an upgrade compared to this screenshot. However, this courseware tab is an important tab. You will see semester-wise allocated subjects. So basically the semester is mentioned here. I'm trying to highlight the section. So semester-wise books are made available. This particular section or these tiles are subject tiles where you can click and go to the respective subject that you want to study. It also indicates your progress here, how much of that subject you have covered, and you can move forward based on that. So these are the main. This is the main page where you see the content in terms of the course and the related subject semester wise. Then as you move into the subject, the subject layout is something like this. You will see the name of the subject here at the top based on the course that you are doing. There are 3 main tabs of the LMS: courseware, live classes, and assignments. These are the 3 main tabs that you need to focus on. And as I told you, the entire content is laid out in terms of the chapters within the subject. So every chapter will have a tile inside the subject. As you move into the subject, you will get the chapter-wise tiles where you can click and go to the actual learning resources. So this is the second stage of the LMS. As soon as you click on the particular unit name, you will see all the contents under that. So if you click on unit number 1, which is right now meaning and scope and usage of accounting, you will see the ebook, the practice tests, the study guides, all these contents that are required for the LMS. So this is how the basic structure of the LMS looks like. You would also have tutorials or the live classes that would be made available to you. This is how the interface looks like for a live class. However, the recorded sessions are also made available, and you can view them as tutorials under a subject. The view of the tutorials is exactly similar to the live class. Only feature missing is that you cannot interact with the faculty during the tutorial or the recorded sessions. So all sessions that take place as live classes would be made available as recorded sessions as well, considering that people are from a working fraternity, so this feature has been made available. We have self-assessment tools like the gamified practice test, where in the form of a game we have included a knowledge check process. So after you have read the PDF ebook or gone through the recorded sessions of tutorials or the live classes, you can test your knowledge. So using popular games like football, basketball, cricket, etc., we have put together a question bank which actually tests the knowledge of the student. If you answer correctly, it uploads your performance. If you answer wrongly, then it indicates that you have answered wrongly and gives you the correct answer. So it is a self-check mechanism for you to check what kind of knowledge you have gained through the various features of the LMS. We have what is called as animated case studies. For every subject, we have an animated case study related to that subject. So this case study basically tries and tests your entire subject knowledge. It is not only the theoretical knowledge that that is important in our lives. So this case study gives you an opportunity to check how you can implement the knowledge you have gained theoretically in the practical scenarios. So animated case studies have been presented at the subject level. This is how the ebook looks like. So like I was indicating to you in this particular section of the presentation, you can see that the chapter level resources have been made active. Post clicking the chapter level, you can see the resources here. There would be multiple resources that would be available. So ebook is there, then the study guide is there, and so on and so forth. The ebook basically is associated with the content of the subject. So PDF documents are made available, which you can browse through just like the reading devices that are made available. The beauty of this platform is that you can access these books on any handheld device, including mobile phones and tablet PCs. Of course, laptops and PCs, this is made available in the normal format. So it is completely compatible and you can use it on any handheld device. So ebook is an important feature. Guidebook is nothing but bullet points or bullet notes that are made available to you in a PowerPoint format. So the unit related PPTs would be made available under Gbook or the quick learning book. This is for ready access. You can quickly refer to these topics and move forward in a quick way. Then there are open learning resources like the web resources. You would get related or relative topic lectures from premier institutions, professors of premium institutions as web resources, and the links for that would be made available in the web resources or the open learning resources. You can access these contents and educate yourself further on the topic at hand. We would have discussion forums where it is like a group of students coming together and discussing on a specified predefined topic. You can a subject related topic is announced, and then all people are requested to connect and then discuss upon these particular topics. This is like a chat room where you have to publish your ideas, and you can there is a moderator who moderates your activities. For online live lectures, a calendar is published which is made available to you. So a snapshot of that calendar is made available here. So like this, a calendar would be there in your LMS dashboard as well as on the website. So your live classes would be made available in the form of calendar. You can also use the My Live Classes feature on the LMS to check what classes you have. Like I said, the screen of the live classes is more or less similar to what the recorded sessions look like. So at the bottom right-hand corner, the screen is there. Major part of the screen is a PPT so that it's easily readable. And in a small window, you would see the face of the professor who is taking the class. Also, there is a chat feature here in the LMS where you can obviously put up your queries to the faculty. The faculty can have a look at them and answer them one by one. So this is the live lecture or the synchronous part of this program. Moving on, we have also put up some parts which are as per the 4-quadrant system that are required to be gone through by the student before he joins a class. Those are frequently asked questions or FAQs and the misconceptions. Frequently asked questions are nothing but prerequisite knowledge about certain topics that you need to have before approaching a class. So if you go through the FAQs given under every chapter and for every subject before the class for that particular unit is conducted, you would be in a better position to understand what is being discussed in the class. Misconceptions are nothing but misunderstandings or wrong information that we have about certain topics. So the faculty have articulated certain misunderstandings students normally have about a particular topic. And based on that, they have also made ready-made answers available so that you can go through them and clear your misunderstandings as well. There are topic-based assignments that are kept for you. This is again a pre-learning kind of resource. You can actually understand these questions. You can find answers in your ebook and keep these answers ready. These are nothing but question answer format. This is kind of notes that you can prepare. The moment you will prepare answers for these FAQs or topic-based assignments, you would be ready with your notes to refer at the time of examinations. We have a messaging system through which you can connect up with your academic coordinators and faculty. This is a email type system where you can write up your academic queries, and during university office hours, you can get responses from the respective faculty. A word of caution here, this is for academic query resolution only. This is not meant for any other queries related to say exams or fees or anything else. This is specifically for that particular subject or course. So the academic coordinators of say, for example, MBA would be looking at this particular segment and answering only academics related queries. So respective faculty would be answering academic related queries. Please do not use this platform for any other queries you might have about the programs. We have a support mechanism where you can obviously contact them and get your queries resolved. Moving on to the continuous evaluation through the LMS. Normally a calendar is announced batch-wise for the exams and the assignments and the last dates associated with it. Right now, as you all are aware, this is all governed by the UGC and the guidelines that we received from the UGC. So right now, we have not put up any dates to publish during this orientation. You would be notified from time to time based on the UGC guidelines. There would be a notification that would be released by the Director of Online Education, and that would be made available. Of course, it would be informed to you through emails, through messages, and through phone calls as well. So right now, no dates are being announced, so don't get bothered about it. However, we would be following the UGC guidelines and announcing the dates at appropriate times well in advance. So the weightage for the internal and external assessment is as follows. We have two assignments, both are of subjective type. So we are calling it A1 and A2 here, and they have their internal weightages. So subjective type assignments are made available on the website or the LMS, through the LMS rather, and you are supposed to answer those subjective type assignments, and then you would get the marks out of it, and then the examinations would have, the final examinations would have a 75% weightage. So the assignments have 25% weightage, and the semester end exam would have 75% weightage. So this is what the continuous evaluation or assessment looks like. So you would be evaluated through the assignments that you submit, and there would be a passing head for that as well, and that is the 40% marks of the assignment. The important aspect of the assignments is the plagiarism tool that is used. So a plagiarism check would be there, that would be kept, and you cannot just copy paste your answers from any web resource. You would be checked for the originality of your answers, and therefore while solving the assignments, the students have to keep in mind that they write the answers to their questions published on the LMS in a proper way. And then upload those answers in the requisite area that is made available. So here in the screenshot, as you can see, under the assignments, I had told you there are three main tabs. So under the assignments tab, under the particular assignment number, so this is assignment number 1, you will see that there are questions. There is a link for questions. You can view those questions and you can accordingly take things ahead. Once you view those questions, you can find answers. You can jot it down in a Word document and then upload it onto the system. So that is how the system will work, and then you can proceed one by one. If the system allows you a complete upload, you be rest assured that there was no plagiarism aspect involved in your assignment. But if the upload is not allowed, there would be a plagiarism report that would be sent back to you, stating what was the extent to which the information was similar to any other source on the web, on the internet, or any other source that is available in hard copy but is under a copyright. So if you are using any material that is basically not supposed to be copied and put into your assignments, that would be indicated. So here is another example of how a typical assignment question paper would look like. This would be a PDF file, and you would have a certain set of questions, answers for which would be expected from you. And this is the feature where, where you can have the clear view of the section from where you can download the questionnaire, and area where you can upload your response sheet or your answer sheet for those questions. So this particular screenshot makes that thing possible for you to understand. Moving on. So this is how the plagiarism tool report comes into play. So it indicates to you how much is the percentage of content that is common elsewhere. Here the matches are indicated, and based on that, you can actually find out how much is the material that is acceptable and how much is not. So this particular section of the plagiarism tool is important. We had put up a sample paragraph from a well-drafted paragraph, and you can see that there were 0 matches. So this was a drafted content which was not made available anywhere on the resources that are available on the internet. So this tool basically checks for plagiarism that is there in the assignments. Right now we are kept the percentage for plagiarism as 10%. However, it is completely subjective to the university guidelines or the academic council, internal officers of the university, senior most officials of the university, how this tool and percentage is to be set. So keep a watch on the extent of plagiarism that is allowed. Of course, you will be notified regarding the same if there is a change. Right. So this was about the assignments. Coming to the final assessments and the procedures that are followed for the assessments. So assessments is worth around 75% of the total 100 marks for a subject. And you would be basically given a question paper to solve, and you would have ample choice in terms of internal options. The University Controller of Exams normally declares a date or time sheet or a timetable when and how the exams would be conducted, what are the time slots available, etc. Based on that, the exam would be conducted, and you would be notified. So you would get your hall tickets in terms of emails, and specific timings and everything would be mentioned. The dates of the examination would be mentioned, and a complete communication channel has been implemented for you to be in full picture as to when and how your exams are there. This is a sample format. Of course, these formats are just here for the sake of demonstration. So important part is the subject name is made available to you, the exam date is made available to you, and the exam time is made available to you. And this would go as individual emails to each and every student, and they would be able to check when and how their exams are being conducted. So that is about the examinations. Now, too early to indicate. However, this is important that the project work related input is given to you right at the start. We expect quality project work to be done wherever applicable, whichever course has a project. Individual students will have to be ready with their project work, and it has to be an indigenous or original work. Again, plagiarism would be checked. It should not be plagiarized, or the content should not have been picked up from somewhere, and duplicacy of work is created. Passing criteria for project as of now has been announced as 40% out of the total 100 marks that projects have. We would expect good project reports, around 100 pages of good, original, authentic work of the student to be submitted as project works. So this is just a brief. Of course, these guidelines would be published on the website as and when necessary, and students would be able to access them as well. For any kind of student support, I think this is very well made aware throughout the website as well. So for student support, please write in your queries at esupport@alagappa university.ac.in for getting a quick resolution. Of course, the My Account feature is also active, so you can raise your flags and raise your concerns through the My Account activity. So that's it as far as the technical presentation is concerned. I think we have been able to make you aware of the various features of the LMS. However, any portion, any part you might have not understood, don't panic. There is ample support mechanism that is there. As I said, you can write into us and we will solve your query. Also, you can raise your tickets through the My Account feature. Thank you very much, everyone, for your patience and for your sincere effort to understand the LMS. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
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 Excuse me, sir. I have a question. May I ask a question, please?
I would request all students who have questions to raise those questions through the support mechanism. This is not the right platform to raise questions. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Message copied, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your class.
So the time is
Thank
ending.
you, sir.
Class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. So can we leave now?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.